Hi everybody, I'm Terry Stiles. I'm sure you know this face. And with me today, and you know this face too, is Oxford Township, Charter Township of Oxford Supervisor Jack Curtis. And it's good to see you, Jack.
Hi Terry, it's good to be seen.
Normally I want very much to try to keep up with you at least monthly or bi-monthly, but Jack's kind of been under the weather for the last couple months, so it's not because he didn't want to talk with OCTV, but I want to update everybody for the year of 2023. So I'm going to say what's going on, but first let's talk about Taco Bell because the Planning Commission made some decisions on that last night, right?
Okay, so the number one issue out of the gate.
Everybody's happy to talk about it.
Not everybody wants Taco Bell, not everybody eats Taco Bell, but there's a heck of a lot of people in town that like Taco Bell. You can't please everybody by having a White Castle or a Vincent Joe's, but when a developer comes to town and sees a demographic that fits their sales, they're going to open.
Well, there's a lot of criteria, and I know that you've talked about that before, but just go over it. You got to have, the developer has to have the money, they have to have the demographics, they have to have the right in and out, the whole bit, right? It's not just everybody wants White Castle, which I would too, but.
You know, we have many people come here and look. Our demographics don't meet the criteria for Chick-fil-A, White Castle, Vincent Joe's, you know. It's the demographics. We're 23,000 plus with the village and township and surrounding communities. They don't bring us up enough to.
Do they count the surrounding community numbers, or do they just look at what we have?
Oftentimes we try to force those numbers to the developer. Please take a look. Addison Township, they share our school system, so we try to convince them that the demographics do count. Those people do come to Oxford and shop. Exactly. So Taco Bell has been through the planning process, and last night, Thursday the 12th, Taco Bell was approved final site plan. I know that they are anxious to get going. The owner is a franchise. He owns approximately 5 Taco Bells in southeast Michigan, some to our north, some to our south, and he's anxious to get going in Oxford. So working through the outlot breakaway from Meyer. It will be in that parking lot next to the Chase Bank, and they want to start construction here in the spring.
Will that be south of the bank?
No, to the north side of the bank.
I guess I need to go back out there and look and see what's all there. So there's that, what used to be Chili's, right? Or
yes,
Chi-Chi's
the Montana's building.
Montana's.
And that's all south, and the Taco Bell will go in on the north.
Okay.
Yes. Good. Now, you know, it's not only the food. It offers opportunities for students to go to work. You know, this is not a career job. Some are career jobs at Taco Bell, managers and things. They're making a lot of money these days. And our students, for employment, it just offers another opportunity.
And so close to the high school.
It's
good, yeah.
Very close.
So what is the groundbreaking date, or do we have one yet?
No, the date has not been announced other than early spring.
Okay, well that's good to know.
It is.
Lots going on in early spring. That's great, and it's not that far away, really.
No, it's not. The other major project that's starting in early spring is the rebuild of the McLaren emergency room.
Oh yeah, right.
A $35 million project. McLaren bought the property behind them, and they are going to build a dedicated emergency room center where they will have diagnostics, doctors, urgent care. The current facility is over 50 years old. It's deemed obsolete. It's not staffed very well right now because with the plans to move forward with the new one, they have to get all these people trained and ready to go and locate here in Oxford. They plan to, I can tell you right now, the steel is ordered for that building. So
they're rebuilding the front part, and I'm just going to, for people that might not know, it used to be the POH emergency clinic, and it's used to be across from the old McDonald's. So it's just on the edge of town, north of 1st Street.
It's the first property on the north side of the village. It's on the west side of M24. what used to be known as the POH building. McLaren bought it, and they have all kinds of things that they did in there. But over the years, as the building aged, their services went down. So they're going to build the new building, continue to stay open as a quasi-emergency, daycare
10
clinic.
to 3,
It's like pretty poor. So they are making a major investment in a new building. Once the building is done, they will tear that old building down.
Oh,
And
completely.
yes, so there will be a brand new building in town.
That's nice, okay.
So with them purchasing the property behind it, I'm going to lead you into the next thing I want to talk about while we're talking about hospitals. Ascension
That would've
owns
been my next
property
question.
in Oxford. Beaumont, which is now Corwell, owns property in Oxford. McLaren owns more property in Oxford now, and with the capability of putting a phase 2 and adding beds. I go to the Lansing, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services for a certificate of need meeting, again on January 26th of this month.
Really? Okay.
Still hammering that Oxford needs an acute care bedded facility. We are 17 miles in any direction from a hospital of any caliber, 22 miles to Beaumont. I've been up there 5 times. I'm not stopping.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You get up there, they don't work for you.
No.
The MDHHS.
Supposed to, but.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. It's terrible that I get emails from them wanting to get on the agenda, and they come back and tell me all you could do is come in during public comment. But I've submitted 80-page documents of data and fact why Oxford needs a hospital. And I'm not going to stop until they give us one.
So do you have senators or representatives, congresspeople backing you on that or on your side, or that somebody that might be willing to stand there arm in arm with you and speak, or is that something you're still working on?
I have our local fire chief, used to be Pete Schultz, now Matt Majestic, and I'll be going up. I've had Sheriff Bouchard attend and testify at these committees. Let's see, Senator Baer, Rosemary Baer, has been there and testified. Chris Barnett, Orion Township Supervisor, who is the chairperson for SEMCOG right now. And we've developed plans and maps and data that shows how clearly this is the epicenter of growth and how we are so strangled by traffic patterns and the increase in traffic that hospital getting to a good major medical center is a 30-minute plus
Scary.
ride. 25 minutes lights and sirens sometimes in traffic.
Scary.
So we are still hammering on them.
Okay, good. I was going to ask, that was my next question, was an update on that. Okay, how about the south end of town?
South end of town, in 2004, when Oxford elected to have its own water system, we bonded to have a filtration plant and some of the system put in. Since then, we have been working on looping areas that need a little more integrity in the lines, if you will, in order for the water to flow more smoothly. In 2023, we're going to be laying approximately 2,500 feet of 18-inch water line in our southeast quadrant along Drainer Road. That'll connect the north to the south and increase the integrity of that line there.
And that also upgrades some of the old pipes that are in there, right?
No, this is all brand new.
Okay.
These are pipes that were developed that were supposed to be put in if the whole system was built at once. We could have bonded 22 million. The township would have been on the hook for it. But now we are doing it based on where the development is, where we have, yes, piece by piece, to where we can build integrity.
And you have to bond each project then? Is
No.
that how that goes, or
No.
how does that work?
What happens is every time a house gets developed or built, there's a tap fee. And the tap fee is then taken, put into the bank.
Like an
And escrow fund, exactly. And when we get enough money, we repair or we install new parts of the system that make it stronger.
Very good. And that
Yes.
that then will service that new neighborhood that's going in there by the golf course, correct? Okay.
Correct.
All right. What else is going on?
Well, you know,
Look at your list.
on my list, I will.
You have a lot
We
going
have a
on.
few things, and I'll probably leave a lot off. I get to talk to you again. Sanitary sewer to the north.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you about that, too. Yeah.
When M24 was reconstructed, we were kind of smart enough to put an 18-inch sewer line up M24. Currently, there's nothing flowing in it. We have several areas that are headwaters of the Paint Creek, Clinton River, Flint River. This is like the epicenter
Yeah,
of water,
Sure
if you
is.
will.
Yes, it is.
And it flows to the north, flows to the south, flows to the east, and we have to protect those headwaters. We also have properties that are industrial properties that cannot be developed because they don't have sanitary sewer. Now, these industrial properties aren't tire remanufacturers. Anymore, it could be anything from circuit board manufacturing to research and development, warehousing, that will help offset the property tax burden on the residents. Currently, 86% of the property tax levied in Oxford Township is borne by residents.
Wow.
What that means is
That's amazing. That's
That's
a huge percentage.
it's huge.
Yeah.
86% residential, 10% commercial, 4% of our property taxes are paid by industry.
Okay.
And what that means is every time anybody needs something, the homeowners pay for it.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's a bigger burden on homeowners. So we're trying to get some of that thousands of acres up there available for possible research, development, warehousing. We've lost many companies because of that so far. All of this sanitary sewer line is being put in, paid for by the landowners.
Nice. Good.
So a special assessment district, nothing is being charged to the residents of Oxford. We've gotten engineering grants through our grants and communications manager for the design of the project. We've gotten grants from CJ for possible sewer connections in some of the subdivisions that are serviced by septic right now. Still built over.
North of the lake.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we're trying to do all this with no impact on the residents of Oxford.
Very good.
Yeah, and
Thank you for that.
it's working.
And it's amazing, when I was on the village council, we did water studies. It's amazing the aquifers that are underneath Oxford. I don't think people have any idea, except for way back when they were doing all that mining, you know, that's why we have so many lakes around here. But it's incredible, the water there that we need to protect.
Oh, Lord, our water system that runs under Lakeville Road and services the village comes from Koenig. All of the water that comes down from Stony Lake, through Lake Mickelson, through all Seymour Lake, through all the lakes through here, we pull that out of the ground for the water system in Oxford that runs through our filtration plant. So protecting those is of the utmost importance, and protecting the citizens from the cost of it.
Yeah, that's even more important.
It's juggling.
Upgrade people that maybe are new. I see CJ posts all the time, people that come in here to get the new resident packages. The filtration system is where?
Our major filtration system is right here on Dunlap Road, just north of Seymour Lake Road. It contains 4 vessels that pulls from, I believe, 7 wells, puts all of the water through the wells, removes arsenic and iron from the well water, and provides probably some of the best quality water in the state of Michigan. Those reports are done annually by the Water Resources Commission, available online through the WRC website. We have pamphlets in the office if you want to check the water quality.
Yeah, it's really interesting, actually. It's something that none of us think about. We turn on the tap and have a glass of water. And the information and the protection that this community does for our water system is really quite remarkable.
Our Water and Sewer Committee meets once a month with
Yeah.
engineers from Oakland County Water Resources, our engineer, a clerk, a trustee, and myself are on this committee, and we work with them for maintenance and future development.
Love it.
Currently, right now, we have a backup generator at the well house in case of an electrical failure for pumping stations. We have to purchase a generator for that with the number of outages we have.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
Well, speaking of developments,
Yes.
are there any new developments going in the works or in the future?
right now we're in progress. Clearview Homes has 18 homes on Manitou Lake. Streets are all in. They're waiting for their what's called as-builts, their engineering design, and then they build it. Now prove that you built it to the design. Once those are in, they'll start building homes. The last bastion of Boulder Point, Westlake, on the lake out here, it had approximately 60 lots. And if you drive through there now,
They're filling up.
they're filling up fast. People want to come to
Yeah,
Oxford.
they sure do.
Yep. So
It's hard
we
to
have
get a
some
house in Oxford
good
these
ones.
days. Yeah.
Clearview Homes has purchased the south side of Camp Oakland, Crossroads for Youth.
Really?
The
Okay.
140 acres in there.
Yeah.
They are planning 85 homes on the Drainer Road property. So Oxford Township is the urban sprawl, and we have to be careful. You know, we are being very careful to make sure our water demands are met, sewer demands are met, our traffic is met, our ingress, egress.
Right.
And you can see that by the services coming here now. People want these services to come to town.
Sure.
They're going to come. Even if you don't want them, they know that we have the
Yeah, they're looking.
to
And they're
people-
looking at
right.
what's in the future and what planning ahead. Yeah.
With Orion running out of affordable land.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, they are.
Literally.
We're next.
Yeah.
We have thousands of acres that are reclaimed mining operations. 40, 50 years ago, they built homes on Tanview, Clear Lake, all through Lake Mickelson. That's probably going to happen up here on the north and west of Dunlap.
Well, now, speaking of that, Koenig sold their property.
Koenigs
So-
did.
I know that at one point, Peter Fredericks was looking at that property becoming a development. What's going to happen with that?
Years ago, Ivanhoe Huntley and Biltmore Homes came and offered to purchase, and the rezoning that they were seeking was for residential. And 2008, the bottom fell out of the economy,
Yeah.
and they walked away.
Got it.
With the construction market as hot as it is, roadways being rebuilt, a massive roadway projects all around us, Dan's Excavating bought the property.
Oh, very good.
They're utilizing the minerals and products in that gravel operation for the construction projects they have. You know, why not buy the cow?
Yeah,
Here we go.
right.
Now all their milk they're putting into their projects, if you will, at no markup cost from another gravel pit.
Sure,
Now we
right.
own the gravel pit.
Right. They don't have that secondary cost. And they've been
Exactly.
around forever.
Peter, the Fredericks name has been around 100 years.
But Dan's has also, yes, the
Dan's
Fredericks
has
name
been around for
started out in Detroit.
40 years, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Longevity, a lot to be said for it.
we are now working with a more active pit there
Yeah.
and working out some of the nuances of a new operator, but they're very, very, very willing to work with us. They've donated money for the Pollyant Trail. They've donated money for a plethora of things here in the community. They want to be good citizens. All you do is call me or talk to them. They will fix something. They will work on something, and they are very philanthropic.
So do you have to keep an eye on what they're doing? I know several years ago we went up and surveyed that property over there to see what was going on. Do you still have to do that? And what was the purpose of that?
Each year we do a gravel inspection where we go through the pits and the mines and make sure that all of the ordinances in Oxford Township are followed. Recently, with the hot, cold, the frost going in the ground, coming out, mud's been coming out of Canaan.
Right.
Dan's Excavating committed. They put 2 street sweepers out there.
Really?
And they've
Nice.
contracted with one. So any time that this happens, the thaw and freeze, and the mud comes out, until they get their mud mats built back to their building, we're going to have to deal with them sweeping the streets, which they're very willing to do. They just
Nice.
need to know it, and their trucks are going in and out every day.
Yeah, it gets a little muddy.
Yes, it
Anything
does.
else?
Oh, we just have a lot of things going on. Safety path by the high school.
Yeah, so
Alyssa
that's right.
Slotkin got the 375,000.
Very close to 400.
Yeah, pretty close to $400,000. With that money and contributions from the Levy gravel pit,
Right.
Levy's going to
North of
donate the
that,
gravel
yeah.
for the underlayment,
Very good.
and the money from Alyssa Slotkin, which our grants and communications manager wrote,
Yeah.
and
A
got
federal dollars.
federal dollars. We also got some funds through a grant, CJ, for the Ralph C. Wilson.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we had the money to design the path.
forgot about
We
that,
have the
yeah.
path designed. Now we have local businesses donating the gravel. And now
Lovely.
Alyssa Slotkin has gotten us federal funds to install the path.
Nice.
So now we will have that path installed. In Oxford, we do not have a safety path millage. Every safety path in this township is built through grants, developers having to put them in,
Yep.
or contributions.
Yeah.
So through the last year, we've managed to make almost a 5-mile loop around
Wow. Well
Waterstone,
done. Yeah.
and no cost to the citizens. Now we have to maintain them, and that cost us money.
So how do you mean maintain them? That's not to clear them if they get snowy,
No,
right?
no, you
Got
can't
it.
do that.
I want to clear that up. I
what-
just saw something today on Facebook in Lake Orion. Somebody was asking, "Who's going to remove the snow?"
That's a lawsuit waiting to
Sure
happen.
is, if you
we
take
can't do that. It's
responsibility.
private property. We cannot go on there and shovel snow. If you make an attempt to shovel the snow, you open yourself up for liability. You know what? I'd love to have my sidewalk shoveled and be able to walk on it. But that, our mindset today with lawyers and
Litigious nature
litigation,
of all of us.
exactly. So we work on the best we can without a safety path millage. If you had a safety path millage, we would be able
Different
to
story.
garner some money and put paths in. We continue to write grants. In fact, he's got one going right now to try and design the path from the village to the Seymour Lake Park.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know that's always been on everybody's mind.
It is. There are pieces of the path there, some on this side of the road, some on that side of the road, but a safe travel to the park can only be done by car. And if that path could be put in, one could ride their bike from the village all the way into, in fact, one could ride their bike from the east side of the township all
Yeah.
the way to Drainer Road if we could get that path in.
Or even Lakeville,
Mm-hmm.
because you've got that path coming all the way down by Koenig's.
Yes, you
Wow.
do.
Wow,
Yes, you do.
lots going on.
I can tell you that the farmer's market is almost
Oh, yeah,
complete.
let's talk about that.
They're searching for vendors to open, bring their goods and wares to the township park, Seymour Lake Park. This is not going to conflict with the farmers market or market they have in the village.
Right.
It's going to be open when we get good quality vendors bringing farm products to market.
Similar to what's in Pontiac Farmers Market and Davison Farmers Market and
Exactly. Exactly. So they are looking for sponsors, and we continue to. So
Wonderful.
yes.
Wow. That's a lot going on.
I could go through my desk here. And
I can tell we haven't talked in a while.
we haven't.
Well, so now that you're better, I know that
Yes.
you've been under the weather. Let's do this again in a couple weeks and keep people updated. Put this aside and go on to the new stuff. I see that you've got 5 pages.
I can't let. I can let you see some of this. You know, it's funny with our social media today. Everybody wants to know fast.
Right.
Well, you know, as soon as we open the door and let something out, it goes across like
blows up.
wildfire.
Yeah,
It blows up. It causes us more problems while trying to garner the developer to bring their asset to the community.
Oh, right, right.
If we try to do a safety path, it just the rumors abound.
There's
And it
always
just
something.
causes friction in the system. So I don't let everything out. My door is always open. My phone always rings. I'm very responsive. If my phone rings here and I don't answer it, it goes to my cell phone. If it doesn't get answered on my cell phone, it's probably because I'm on another call. It goes to my computer. My computer then alerts me
to your
that
house.
somebody's calling. We have people calling for anything from downed wires to gravel roads to it's
Coyotes.
coyotes, everything, you know.
I know.
It's a very busy position, but my door is always open. You can always call me. You can always talk to me. Come on in, jump in, join a commission, put your name in the hat for a committee.
That's right. If any, you know, I always say this: if you're not happy with the way things are going, get on a committee. Because then you
talk to me.
understand how it works and understand the problems rather than just sitting home complaining, my road has too many bumps in it.
Listen, the worst
Get on a
solution
committee.
that's ever brought to you, all you have to do is say it's not going to work. But if you bring me a solution, at least we can walk through it. It might not be something all of our people have talked about, and it's new. Great, we can maybe institute it.
Communication
Communication.
is the key.
You know, I've got a poster down there. It's called Collaborate.
I like it.
We're only as good as we are if we work together.
I agree,
Yep.
100%,
Yes.
which is why I'm here.
Thank you,
And
Terry.
thank you for having us in
Oh,
here.
you're welcome.
I
Anytime.
appreciate it. And he does answer his phone. It's very rare that he doesn't.
I answered it
Thank
from
you.
the hospital bed.
I know.
And when I told him where I was, what are you doing answering the phone? It's my job. It's my job. So that's what I do.
I think you do it because you love it.
Thank you.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself. Promises to one's community. Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.